Local football continues to roll on with the Geelong Football League kicking off its season, and as we figure out who is good and who is not, we have seen the return of the bag. When I say that, I don't mean an off-season with Ben Cousins, I mean kicking a sausage. And when I say that, I don't mean fly kicking a barbecue, I mean putting one through the big sticks. And when I say that, I mean kicking an oval-shaped bit of leather through two big poles in a paddock. Blake, I could not make it much more simple than that. How are you? It's good to be back.
Beautiful. I was going to say, listening to your intro is like the sensation of having a line, although I don't condone that and I've never done it. So
Having a what, sorry?
a line.
Oh, yep.
Or
Yep, like a conga line or something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
something
that's
fun,
what I meant.
yeah.
But anyway, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Just got through today. Had a bit of a migraine the last 24 hours. Thought I wouldn't pull through, but I'm here. Pushed through, soldiered on,
Yep.
and
You got migraine, the big headache. Anyway, what's news, Blake? What did you get up to on the weekend, mate?
Went to the footy on the Friday night. First game for the year with a couple of mates, a couple of Dons supporters. Up to Marvel. Watched the Dons play the Dogs.
Yep.
Luckily got the win. We were quite frustrated throughout multiple stages during that game because that's what a footy club does to you, as per every supporter across the state.
Yep.
But yeah, great to get a win on the board. Was worried about how we would do in the midfield, especially with Libba having such a great game against Geelong the week prior in gather round, but we held strong in there. I like the forward pressure from, Harry and Stringer. And Langford, of course, always plays well, and, we got the win. It's great.
Well, that's it. With Libba, it helps when he's rolling his ankle in the middle of the ground and that sort of thing, isn't it?
No, when Stringer fucking collides him into the bloody turf, that's what's the best part of it. No, I love Libba.
Yeah, anyway, my weekend had, lots of alcohol consumption. I had 3 21sts, only attended 2.
Yep.
One of them was in Queensland, so I couldn't quite get up there. I ruled that one out pretty early on. Sorry, Chloe. I'll get up there soon, though, don't you worry. And then...
She's not listening.
She's not. I don't think she is. Anyway, I had my cousin's 21st in the Grove, and then Luke Frith's 21st. Shout out Luke Frith. Happy birthday. It was a great night at the Austral Hotel, Colac.
That reminds me, Blake, I did not vomit in the V-Line toilet on the way back.
You talking to yourself, mate, or what's going on there?
Blake Dyson.
Oh, Blake Dyson.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yep. Anyway, Falcons, Vic Country, what do you got? Power, Gippsland, maybe, sort of?
Amazing. I love you so much. Power didn't play this week. I don't think most in the Talent League.
Yep.
It must have been a
it was a bye
league-wide
weekend.
bye.
Yeah.
But I did check out the Marsh Under-18s Academy playing against Coburg. Watch the second half of that. That was quite interesting. See a couple of the top draft picks playing together, having a good hit out against the men.
Yep.
And, thought they played pretty well in stretches. Got to within 10 points with about halfway through the fourth quarter. Thought they might come out on top in the end, but, big boys can't really handle them.
Yep.
Thought one that stood out to me, honestly, and I'm a defender myself, so I'm always going to be looking down that end. So Toby Travaglia from Bendigo, thought really impressed me. He was a tall, lanky boy, but, very strong in the contest and was really composed down back, which is what you want when you're kicking the ball out of back line.
Yep.
You need to make sure you hit up your targets and all that.
Yep, that helps.
And Lucas Camporale,
Yep.
One of the son of Premiership
That's a
player
familiar
Scott.
name.
Yes.
Familiar name, yep.
Is he? Is he that familiar?
Camporelli?
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah.
How many games do you play? A lot?
Oh, a fair few.
Fair few.
Got a couple of kicks.
Lucas and Ben both played well, but I thought Lucas really stood out across the wing.
Yep.
And, of course, Levi had 33 touches, Ashcroft, and
Yep.
really stood out.
Now, those Camporelli boys are linked to Carlton, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes, so they're
Both of them.
father-sons to Carlton. So they're 2 picks to look out for
and
this year for the Baggers.
Exactly. And same with Taj Houghton, his father-son for Richmond. I don't know if he would have played over 100, so I'm assuming he would be eligible for that as well. He played well in the second half, kicked 2 goals, took a couple of clunks, and then a couple of Valley boys playing. Ricky Mentha from Morwell kicked a goal in the second half as they were making their comeback. And Xavier Lindsay was named in the squad but pulled out due to injury. A couple of them did, namely, of course, Sid Draper and Finn O'Sullivan, who will be top of the draft. What are you laughing at?
I'm thinking about something else. Yeah.
This is what happens when I try to be too serious.
No, I was going to say something, and I just chose not to say it. But Anyway, keep
Something
going.
about the last name.
No, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And I didn't realise Liam Sarong, which is Caleb's brother, was
Yep.
playing for
Enjoy.
and Jai, of course, was playing for Coburg over the weekend. He's from Warrigal. I think he's either our age or a year younger. So yeah, it was good to see him. He kicked a couple of goals, and yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, and Latrobe Valley Football League, the Gippsland Football League. You got any news there, or have you got more?
I've got a little bit more from the power side of things.
Yep.
The boys didn't play, but the girls had a massive win, 12 goals, 15-87 to 0 against the Murray Rangers. So that really put the fucking hand to the throat.
Kicked inaccurately, though. I'm not a fan of that.
Fair enough.
Got to take your chances when they come.
Always find a way to denigrate women.
Oh.
Honestly. Wouldn't expect anything else. Dish Centra kicked 4 goals of their 12, so that was pretty well. But both of them head up to Shepley Oval in Dandenong to play the Sydney Academy next weekend, so that'll be a big day on the Saturday for them. But heading across to the Gippsland League, round 2 got underway, mental health round, which is something that the Gippy League have been...
Great initiative.
Something they've done, I think, since after COVID. It might have been happening before that, but it's really stood out since then. Sale and Warrigal kicked off the day, 16 goals, 13, 109 to 12 goals, 1082. Sale won, and that's 2 wins out of the gate for him. Puts him to the top of the... it doesn't put him at the top of the ladder, but they're 2-0 to start the season. And a Warrigal side that looks to be quite formidable, young side, who bet the grand finalist Wonthaggi in round 1. And it was only a 7-point game till three-quarter time, so then they kicked 5 goals, 2 in the final term. Kane Cutler, 4 goals. Shannon Lang, 34 touches and 2 goals. And notably, Jack Lucy from the Waffle for Warrigal had 41 touches and wasn't in their best. So I thought that was a bit noticeable for them.
Must have been kicking it with his dick.
We'll just cut out the profanities from now on. We've had so many to start this show. Yeah. We're trying to reach a broad audience, mate. You know, we've got to get the kids involved. Got to get the parents.
Sorry, kids.
Druin, 16 goals, 18, 114. Defeated Maffra, 6 goals, 12, 48. It was the first win for Druin. Maffra probably, although earlier, probably looking past this season. You know, they're kind of in a rebuilding stage at the moment after some premiership success in recent years. 5 Druin boys kicked multiple goals, and Kyle Quirk had 4 goals and 32 touches. And Mitchell Cotter from the South Australia had 35 touches and was bog. Bairnsdale, 13 goals, 987, defeated Moore, 9 goals, 660. Moore were actually up at half-time at their home ground and were outscored 21-55 in the second half. So a bit poor from the Tigers. Braden McCarry, 5 goals. I'm going to mistake some of these names in town.
That's all right. Yeah.
And Bairnsdale get up to 2-1 on the season, puts them in good spot for a finals berth this year. Lee and Gatha, premiership, back-to-back premiers, 11 goals, 1177, defeated Wonthaggi, 8 goals, 755 in the grand final.
Are they the favourites this year, Leon Gatha, or...?
Yeah, Leon Gatha, yeah.
Leon Gatha,
you don't need to put so much emphasis on the Leon.
Oh, Leon Gatha.
Leon Cameron Gatha. It was a grand final rematch, so it was a big day for them, away from home as well, so big win. Got up comfortably, 22 points, obviously, as I said it, but they kicked 6 goals, 39 to 1 goals, 2-8 in the first quarter, which kind of set them up for the rest of the day. Young Cooper Alga from Warrigal on a bit of money over there. Big recruit from him, had 27 touches. And Jensen Garnham, 4 goals for the Parrots, which is Leon Gatha. Should probably mention that.
Leon Cameron's Gatha.
Yes, 100%, brother. Sorry, I just probably ruined some people's ears.
No, that's all good. Scream
And the last game of the day, night game, Traralgon, 10 goals, 14-74, defeated Moe, 10 goals, 9-69. Kind of become a staple game for the season. They've been doing this twilight game for a number of years after a young bloke that I know unfortunately took his own life, and they've started a cup for him, I believe. Moe had 6 goals in the last quarter, but kicked 6 goals in the last quarter and just fell short, unfortunately. Liam Willerton coming over from TTU, Traralgon Tigers United, one of the partner clubs for Traralgon, had 21 touches and 3 goals. And Dylan Laprice had 2 goals to take him atop of the goal scoring after 3 games with 9 goals total. So that's Gippy League going well for the start of the season.
Well done. It's a great initiative as well, the mental health round. 100%. We had the GFL start up this weekend, which is the Premier League of the Geelong region. To kick things off, Bell Park 65 defeated the Colac Tigers, unfortunately. 4 goals from ex-Hawthorn Premiership superstar Joffrey Simpkin wasn't enough to get Colac over the line. South Warrnambool export Ollie Bridgewater was best on for Bell Park. Grovedale 39 were defeated by South Barwon 124. 3 goals each to Jonty Broughton, Matt Coldo and Lachlan Noble was enough to see South Barwon smash Grovedale. Former Geelong Falcon Doyle Madigan was best on ground for South Barwon.
Oh, Doyle.
Doyle. Great name, Doyle Madigan. Leopold 101 defeated Geelong West 66. Best on ground went to Leopold's Connor Giddings, who kicked 3 goals. And Lockie Hornablow kicked 3 for Geelong West. What a name. What a terrific name.
Horn a bloke or horn a blow?
Blow. Horny blow. Horny blow.
Yeah, I'll be horny
What a
after blow.
terrific name. Oh, Jesus. My 2 favourite things together, Blake.
You missed what I said, which is great, so we'll move on after
Oh,
that.
sorry. Newton Chilwell 38, defeated by St Mary's 96. So St Mary's get the job done over the Eagles. Harry McMahon kicks 3 for St Mary's, and Harry Benson is best on ground. Terrific footballer, Harry Benson. North Shore 94 defeat Lara 63. Nathan Arbin best on ground for North Shore, but 3 snags to Aaron Salah, Harry Purcell, and Lara's Daniel Lowther. St Joseph's 131 defeated St Albans 45. St Joey's pumped St Albans. Max McLaughlin best on ground with 4 goals. 4 goals also to Joey's lads Hunter Lewis and St Albans boy Sam Donegan. 3 goals also to the Joey's boys Oscar Morrison and Joel Edwards. What other league you got? Is this the North Gippy League now that you're on to? Or
Yes, but I just have a quick question.
what's that?
Is the Geelong League, do they work, you said they're the Premier League, do they work under any, like, relegate system or anything like
I
that?
don't
Does
think
anyone
there
come up
is.
and come
No,
down?
no. There's just sort of your premier clubs
Yeah.
and all the feeders, like the Geelong District, CDFNL, and even lots of Barwon and Ballerine League.
It's on
teams.
from Barwon Heads, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. I'll get into Barwon Heads actually
Yeah?
later. I got a bit on
Great.
them. So,
Good.
what do you got in North Gippy, Blake?
Yep, my league got started round 1, kicked it off with Sale City.
Hang on. First of
Yeah.
all, bye round for you. You had the bye this week.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Unfortunately, we get stiffed every year since we've come across from this league. We've had the bye every year since we've started.
We
but
ought to
still
start a
good.
protest and change that. I reckon.
Justice for the Jets, I reckon.
Justice
Hashtag
for the
justice for
Jets.
the
I
Jets.
like it.
Yep.
That'll be
Get that running.
that'll be the title of the podcast. I reckon.
No,
Justice for the Jets.
We'll settle down with that.
Oh no,
We're senior premiers already in our 3rd year, so
Oh,
we'll be right.
yeah. Just
Sale
saying
City
the
kicked it
premiers,
off.
you know.
18 goals, 119 defeated Cowa. 7 goals, 749. Couple of big recruits over from Sale City from Sale in the Gippy League. Head coach Jacob Shoebank with 6 goals, and Kane Martin, 300-game player over from Sale, had 4 goals. And big-time recruit from Cowa. They had a number of recruits as well, but namely Keenan Hughes, who comes across from Yulon North, had kicked 5 goals, 4 of their 7 goals, 7 final score. So, again, shout out to Blake Dyson for that stat in our mates group chat.
On your Blake Dyson.
Yeah,
Love your work.
We'll have to link you up with him. Honestly, you'll be down to be 21st, so you'll
Yep.
get to meet
Too
him. and
easy.
all that.
Yep.
Yeah. Hayfield 7 goals, 19, 111 defeated Rosedale 7 goals, 749. So 49 back to back for the two sides. Hayfield they were prelim finalists last year, so they hit the ground running with 6 goals from Mitchell Bennett. But it kind of Rosedale are in between sides, so we'll see how they go. But Hayfield, strong start for them. Woodside 13 goals, 684 defeated TTU 6 goals, 753 in the grand final rematch. Got themselves over the line. Premiers playing on their home deck, unfurling their premiership flag. Couldn't get the job done. And from the final score that I read, obviously, they didn't kick straight for him. Didn't help. Including 2 goals, 8 in the 3rd quarter when they were attempting their comeback, but didn't get the job done. 4 goals for Jai Williams. 3 goals for Michael O'Sullivan and 2 for Thomas King for the Cats, Woodside. Glengarry, 7 goals, 12. 114 defeated Gormandale, 4 goals, 529. Gormy have had a number of recruits as well, like most clubs every year, namely a new coach, 20-year-old, so we'll see how he goes. But it doesn't seem like much has changed. they've always been a struggling side for a number of years. And Glenn had a bit of a turbulent off-season. They had announced a coach late year last year, and he stepped away before the new year already. So they announced their senior coach only in January. So had a bit of a rough off-season, but they've kicked the season off quite well for themselves. And then Yarram playing at home, won 115-11, 101 over Churchill, 13-13, 91. Probably the best game of the round just from the final score alone, and quite high scoring, a lot of goals. Yarram got the win over the side who just leapt in front of him for 5th last year, so 5th and 6th playing off. Joshua Swift, not Taylor's brother.
Kicks.
Nah. 6 goals and a handful of multiple scorers for the Demons, Yarram. And Ben Kearns from Cower had 5 goals, and obviously we had the bye, so we'll get it kicked off next week against Cower, coming up against one of our former players, Keenan, and hopefully get the job done away from home.
Good luck. I'll get on Gormadale this year. I know, obviously.
Tiggs.
Yeah, I want to go for your team because you're the Jets, but I love seeing an underdog win. So I'm all aboard the Gormadale team this year. I'm all over them.
They'll be lucky to get 2 wins, I reckon, but don't quote
That's
me.
all right. I go for North Melbourne. I'm used to that
Yeah,
shit.
100%.
Anyway, CDFNL, you're all done with the North Gippsland Football League.
Yep.
CDFNL, Otway Districts 26 were defeated by Lorne, 106. Otway kicked the first 3 goals of the game, looked on fire. Then Lorne came storming home. Tyson Matthews, best on ground for Lorne. James Hughes kicks 4. And Surfing Pro, yes, that's right, you heard me, Surfing Pro. He beat Kelly Slater in the group stage last year at Bells Beach. Xavier Huxtable kicks 3 for Lorne. His dad's my osteo. Good old Chris. And, Ed Kerno absolutely dominates.
Yep.
There's a photo on the back page of today's Colac Herald of Ed Kerno.
You got down to a game yet?
Have I
Have
seen?
you seen any of them?
I haven't seen them in action yet, but I will get down and see them.
Yep.
I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. Simpson 126 defeat last year's grand finalist, Colac Imperial 66. Now, the Colac Imps had about 8 or 10 players out, I think, including some big names. So, a bit unfortunate for them. They haven't had a full-strength side taking on probably the 2 strongest sides this year. I'm not jumping off ship on them yet. They've got a big game against Irrewarra this weekend, which will be a real challenge for them.
Irrewarra-Beeac.
That's it. Matty Tiprat Drayton, named best on ground for Simpson with 4 goals. But Nick Whopper Harding gets 7. So Tiprat and Whopper in the forward line. I like it.
Tiprat's my brother-in-law.
Matty Drayton.
No, don't worry.
Stephen Milne.
No, my sister's boyfriend gets called Tiprat at the footy club.
There you go. A few Tiprats.
Yeah.
Prize recruit Jared Garth gets 6. Now, what are your thoughts on this, Blake? As I said, you're in a forward line with the Tiprat.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a forward line with the Whopper.
Mm.
What do you get called? I mean, Jared Garth is a big boy as well.
I get called Hack.
You do?
Yeah, not because I'm shit, but because my Instagram account got hacked just as I was coming up to the seniors and everyone gave me shit for it. So,
When?
Haxie!
When?
But just before we started school together.
Yeah.
That's why I've only got like 119 followers on Instagram.
No. When did I ask?
Well, you asked what my nickname was.
No, I wasn't. I was saying, what should we call Jared Garth?
Oh, sorry. I apologise. Jared Garth.
Mm.
How about...
He's in a forward line with Tiprat and Whopper.
I wish his name was Simon. Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah,
That
that'd be
nice.
unreal. Actually, that'd work. Let's just call him Simon.
Yeah,
Jared Simon Garth.
love it.
Or it's either Simon or Funkle.
Garth.
Simon.
Simon Garth.
Simon Garth. Yeah, I like that. So Simon kicked 6. Ex-AFL player Adam Marich was also in the best for Simpson.
Ooh.
And Cullen Spence kicked 4 for the Imps.
Mm-hmm.
South Colac 143 defeated Birregurra 41. I think it's going to be a long year for Birregurra. South proved far too strong for Birri. Ben Cox back amongst the goals after a big pre-season. He kicked 8 sausages.
Brother of Nick.
Yes.
Because he's that shit. He should be playing in the Colac League.
And big. Steve Prassani 4, Jordan Foley and Josh Woods kicked 3 each. No surprises that Ben Cox was named best on ground for South Colac. Apollo Bay 26 defeated by Western Eagles 34. Defender Mitch Helmore was named best on ground for the Western Eagles. But I've been told by none other than the man himself, Frankie Farnes, that he won the Eagles the game. With the clock winding down in the last quarter, the Western Eagles were up by 3 points. They needed a hero to seal the game. Frankie won a free kick about 30 or 35 metres out. And Farnes put the team first and gave the handball off to Elijah Reid, who
Love
ran
that.
around for the handball, received and calmly slotted the winner. So well done to you, Frankie. Well done. I salute you.
You hit your privy hat then.
Yeah. That's it for the CDFNL. What other sporting news have you got, Blake?
Brilliant. Move on to Mid-Gippy, FNL. Because I thought we were still on the footy train.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
we're still
great.
on the footy.
We just went broadly with sports. So I thought
Yeah,
we were
well, I
moving on to
thought
something
footy
else.
is a sport.
Ah, some would say. It's more of a battling ground, I reckon.
Slaughterhouse.
Round one for them, former league of Yallourn North, so
Yep.
keep a close eye on them as per usual. Ballara, 14 goals, 13.97, defeated Moobie North 8 goals, 6.54. The Demons blew out Moobie North in the second half after being only a 1-goal game after 2 quarters. And Ballara, another one that have been a struggling side for many years, near the bottom of the ladder most of the time and struggle to get a side up. But they've been building over the last couple of years with some big recruits, and hopefully we'll see them back in finals this year, which would be good. I think they did play finals last year, but hopefully they go a bit better. I know a couple of mates that are going over to play for him, so it's good. Fish Creek, 9 goals, 10.64, defeated Newborough, 9 goals, 8.62 in the grand final rematch.
Fish Creek, is that the home club of Humphreys? Bailey?
Nah, Flanders.
Flanders.
The
Sam.
Freak from Fish Creek
Sam Flanders.
Yeah. from Gold Coast.
Yep.
Bailey's from Newborough. Yeah. So you're almost right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Bailey's called the Freak from
No.
Fish Creek.
Flanders is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But that was
Get
the
your facts right.
sorry.
before you come at me with your facts.
So that was the Flanders Humphreys Classic, that one.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
Okay. Yep. Never mind.
Although Humper did play for Moe in his
Humper.
juniors, but yeah,
Wampa.
just close with him. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yep.
It was an ugly final quarter, honestly. Fish Creek scored 3 points to Newborough's 8.
Ooh.
So with two sides desperately looking for a win. I think Newborough won by 5 goals in the grand final, so they were kind of looking for a bit of revenge in that aspect, but they couldn't get it done. And I am so glad because when we were in Mid-Gippy, they were the rival side for us.
Newborough.
Yeah, family going back decades. Dogs and the Bombers hate each other with a passion.
Yep.
And we continue to this day, even though we don't play each other. Darcy Berriman and Tom Buckley. Tom Buckley coming across from Ormond Football Club in the VAFA. 2 goals apiece for the Kangaroos. And Nathan Wilden, young bloke that I went to school with, good mate. Actually, cousin of Doc Wilden, who played for Fitzroy in the early 90s. Kicked 4 goals for the Dogs, so good on old
Nathan Wilden.
Nathaniel. Morley, 7 goals, 12, 114. Defeated Foster, 6 goals, 945 in Foster. East, another side, bringing in new blood. Notably Chris Wangman from Churchill.
Wangers.
Yeah, Wangers. Jacob Blair from Moobie North and Braden Kimberley from Traralgon. Kane Lurengi, Robert McCadlis and Wangman all kicked 3 goals apiece. Sorry if I screwed up your names there. I do sincerely apologise. I am half illiterate. Stony Creek, 17 goals, 17, 119. Defeated Hilland, 9 goals, 559. Nothing really this game. Hilland have been dropping in the past number of years. Lost a few players in the middle of nowhere, which is saying something for Gippsland. And so we'll move on. Thorpedale, 13 goals, 16.84. Defeated MDU. Meanion Dumbulk, I think I'm saying that right. 12 goals, 8.83.
Close game.
Yes, probably the best game of the round, you'd say, besides the grand final rematch. 4 goals, 1 to MDU, 6 goals, 2 in the final quarter. Prelim finalists, Thorpedale just hold on, and 2 top final sides yet again, I would believe. Thorpedale are another side that were, like Ballara, at the bottom of the ladder for a number of years. I remember when we used to play them in third, they didn't have any juniors, because Thorpedale's, again, another side out of the way. And
Whoop, whoop.
yeah, and the reserves would barely fill the side as well. But they've bounced back up the ladder the last couple of years, made the prelim last year, obviously led by former Essendon player Jason Winderlick, who's from there.
Lickers.
Yes, legend. And then they noticeably brought in Anthony Rosado, coming across from Newber and Maul Football Club. Dylan Lees from Churchill and Jordan Kepi from Moe.
Yep.
So good on the Kangaroos yet again. And 16 goals, 112. Sorry, thought they were the Blues, I believe. I can't remember. 16 goals, 112. Defeated Tura, 9 goals, 660. Lackluster finish to an otherwise great opening round for Migippy, honestly. And, had 6 multiple goal scorers for the day. Tarwin had the bye. So, good start for Migippy.
Yanar and Tor are both the Magpies. I'm just looking at their logo at the moment.
Migippy, when the year that we left, brought across a number of teams from the Allen Bank League.
Yep.
Or I believe the Allen Bank or Outer East. So they kind of amalgamated to fill out the rest of the comp. So some of the sides are.
Some people argue the Port Adelaide Magpies wouldn't have worked in the AFL because there's the Collingwood Magpies, and we've got 2 teams that are the Magpies in.
And there's 2
in Mid-Gippy.
If I'm serving myself correct, there might be 2 Kangaroos as
well.
So.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Yeah, so maybe the AFL should take a leaf out of Mid-Gippsland. Anyway, Hampden League. Koroit 32 were defeated by my team, Cobden 69. Will Couch kicked 3 for Koroit. Tim Auckland best on ground for the Bombers. Port Fairy 74 were defeated by the Warrnambool Blues. Ben Cunnington gets his first win this season and kicks 2 goals, yes. And ex-North Melbourne footballer Aaron Black kicks 7 goals. Harry Ryan 3, Jason Rowan 4, and Matthew Sully 4 were the leading goal scorers for Port Fairy.
Big day for Port Fairy.
Yeah, Jai Turlin from Warney was named best on ground. North Warrnambool 160 defeated Portland Tigers 46. Going to be a long year for Portland, I think. 114-point winners, but imagine if they kicked straight. They kicked 22-28. They had 50 scoring shots for the match, so they could have put on a mammoth total. Thomas Batten kicked 5, Jordan Dillon kicked 3, and Luke Wines was best on ground. Hamilton 68 defeated Camperdown 29. Former Mascal medalist and current Alvey Ruckman Levi Dare. You remember the photo I showed you? He went toe-to-toe with Mark Jamar last week. He played for Hamilton because the Alvey Football Club had the bye this weekend. He last played at Hamilton in 2021. He's a gun. He won 3 league medals in the Hampden League, which is a great league, and he played VFL, as I mentioned last week, for Port Melbourne. But he proved that he's still good enough to play in that league. He was named best on ground. So he's played a one-off game for his old club, been named best on ground. Darcy Russell kicked 4, Hamish Cook 3 for Hamilton. Terang Mortlake defeated by South Warrnambool 79. I don't think a team's going to get near South Warrnambool. I think maybe North Warney could, provided all their players play. I think they're going to play Motlop in enough games just to qualify. He's going to fly in from Darwin or the Northern Territory, and Barlow will play the games he isn't coaching on for the day for North Melbourne. So that's what's going on there.
Build up a bit of cashola, old South Warrnambool have there.
Oh, well, they got the pokies there. I think they got the big hotel with the pokies, and and then so anyway, Riley Hutchins, kicked 5 goals and was best of field for Terang Mortlake. Shannon Becks kicked 4 to add to his first round tally of 5. Patrick Anderson was best on for South Warney, and South Warrnambool and Cobden remain the only undefeated teams in the Hampden League. What else? So you got Blakey. Which league are you going to now?
I might just depending on how we go, I might just smash through these last couple of leagues because they're a bit out of my focus, to be honest.
Spencer, aren't they?
Back to it.
Back to it.
So, those last 3 leagues, West Gippy, Allen Bank, and Outer East, are kind of a little bit out of my focus. A little bit further up the highway either end.
So which one are you going to now?
West Gippy.
West Gippy. Gotcha. West. Yep. West of the Gip.
I'll kick it off with the Easter Saturday games. So a couple of weeks back to kick off round 1 for him. Phillip Island, 17 goals, 117, defeated Warrigal Industrials, 7 goals, 12-54. 8 goals from Thomas Bulch, Phillip Island.
Ooh, yeah, Prime Train. That's Prime Train, isn't it?
Sure.
No, you know Prime Train.
Oh, yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I didn't even realise that, to be honest. Yeah. Sometimes I just skip
What did he kick? 8 goals.
Yeah,
I saw that. I saw footage of it. I think he posted it online.
I did actually. Yeah.
He'd be loving it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Inverloch Kongwak, 9 goals, 11, 65, defeated Cora Lynn, 7 goals, 14, 56 to round out Easter Saturday. And then moving along a couple of weeks, Inverloch-Colac then faced off against the Warragul Dusties, beating them 19 goals, 1,226 to 9 goals, 256. So the Premiers, Inverloch, get off to a 2-0 start, so good for them. Dusties' Nick Boltus had 7 of their 9 goals, so big day for old Nicky boy. Cooey Rupp, 13 goals, 1290, defeated Darlston, 10 goals, 1272. Garfield, 10 goals, 1373, defeated Bunyip, 4 goals, 630. Kilcunda Bass, 12 goals, 1688, defeated Irrewarra-Beeac, 5 goals, 737.
Their mascot is the Bass.
No, they're on the Bass.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping their logo was just like a fish
it
or
might
something.
be. Yeah, look. Nana Goon, 15 goals, 999, defeated Phillip Island, 7 goals, 850. So the grand finalists from last year, Phillip Island, getting off to an 0-2 start. 1-1 start, sorry. Dermot Yorney, 5 goals for Nana Goon. And Cora Lynn, 11 goals, 1672, defeated Turadan and Dalmore, 9 goals, 963. Nathan Garner and William Stevenson, 4 goals apiece for Cora Lynn. And by the way, Kilcunda are the Panthers, so unfortunate.
Damn it.
Allenbank District, round 2 for them. So like Gippy, they got started around the same time. Nearham South, 12 goals, 1486, defeated Yarragon, 2 goals, 719. Trafalgar, just up the road from me, 8 goals, 654, defeated Poowong, obviously home of John Newcomb, 5 goals, 939.
The Poowong Punisher.
The Prince from Poowong. Longwarry, 9 goals, 14, 128, defeated Neil Madarnam, 10 goals, 1676. Brady McHugh and Jason Wells, 5 goals each for Longwarry. Bullen, 13 goals, 987, defeated Allenbank, 9 goals, 862. Patrick Island, 5 goals for Bullen. Lang, 23, 17, 155, defeated Noora, 2 goals, 214, so a bit of a smashing. Putting Lang on the top of the ladder after 2 rounds, and Mark Holt with a bag of 10. My brother Mark. And then finishing off with the Outer East Premier Division. Narry Warren, 19 goals, 11, 125, defeated Pakenham, 11 goals, 1076. Willem Howe, 6 goals from him, and Sam Toner, 5 goals for Narry Warren. Upwee Tacoma, 11 goals, 1480, defeated Mumbulk, 8 goals, 1058. Olinda Ferny Creek, 15 goals, 30, 103, defeated Emerald, 6 goals, 945. Lachlan Taylor, 5 goals for Ferny Creek. Woori Yallock, 14 goals, 791, defeated Officer, 9 goals, 256. Taylor Gibson, 8 goals for Woori Yallock. And Gambrook Cockatoo, 10 goals, 868, defeated Berwick Springs, 8 goals, 1260. So that rounds out the footy around the local area for myself, Pilsy.
Is that you all done?
Yep.
Too easy. I've got the BFL, the Warney District, and the G District
Smash
left.
it out.
Picking up from round 3 in the Ballerine Football League, Geelong, Amos and Torquay sit on top with 3 wins, undefeated. Newcomb's Jack Duke, 13 goals. Torquay's Patrick Hughes and Port Arlington's Tia Miles, ex-AFL player, lead the goal kicking after 3 rounds. They've got 12 goals each, Hughes and Miles. Barwon Heads, 112, defeated Newcomb. Geelong Falcon Cooper Ward, who I said I liked last week, Blake. I said he was a very good player. Was best on ground and kicked 5 for Barwon Heads.
Brother of Cal.
Ward?
Yep.
No. Josh. Just kidding. Anyway, Archie Hildebrand also kicked 3. Jack Duke got 3 for Newcomb. Drysdale, 130, defeated Anglesey, 74. A Drysdale team featuring ex-AFL players Tom Ruggles and Cam Delaney was too strong for another ex-AFL player, Tom Couch's Anglesey. Cam Delaney and Joel Watson kicked 4 for Drysdale. Ruggles kicked 3, and Luke Priest was best on ground. Geelong Amos, 142, defeated Port Arlington, 43. Cam Lewis was best on for Amos. Patrick Dowling kicked 5. Tom Gorrell, 4. Daniel Gross, 3. Ex-AFL player Tia Miles kicked 2 for Port Arlington. However, they were without Connor Menadue, who is the difference maker there. Torquay, 115, defeated Ocean Grove, 57. Ex-Geelong Falcon and current VFL listed player at Geelong, Patrick Hughes, kicked 6 from the midfield to earn best on ground honours. To be honest, Blakey, he was a bit stiff not to be picked up last year, Patrick Hughes. Very strong.
Mid-season?
Well, just in general, from the draft. He won the Morris Medal, with Colby McKercher. He's a midfielder, and there was criticism around, he's not real versatile. He's an out-and-out midfielder who lacks a bit of leg pace, but he's a strong clearance player. And at the moment, he's second in the BFL goal kicking for Torquay. So he can seriously play Patrick Hughes, and he's putting his best foot forward to not only play for Geelong VFL, but he's showing that he's just way too good to be playing local footy, basically.
You have noticed that some AFL clubs are like looking to diversify their midfield a bit. We've seen Rankin and other likes of the other forwards, Papley, and someone else that I can't remember playing through the midfield.
Good footballers are going to play good football no matter where they play, though. So he's a good player, Patrick Hughes. He kicked 6 on the weekend. He kicked 4 last week and 2 in round 1. Matthew Bogue kicked 3 goals for Torquay, and Jacob Tallarico kicked 3 for Ocean Grove. Modawarri, 82, defeated Queenscliff, 60. Nat Matthews was best on for Modawarri, as Connor Joseph kicked 3. Jonty Rush kicked 4 for Queenscliff. Now on to Warrnambool District. Old Collegians, 78, defeated the Timboon Demons, 43. Harry White, 3 goals, was best on ground. Allensford, 101, smashed Collar and Norat. Justin Fedley was best on, and Robbie Hare kicked 7 for Allensford. Now that's a bag, Blakey. Dannington, 139, defeated South Rovers, 35. Tom Jr. Noonan was best on ground with 8 goals, another bag. Russell's Creek, 75, defeated Maryvale, 71. Logan McLeod was best on for Russell's Creek, and Jack Neve, with 2 goals, was best on for Maryvale. Narinda, 123, smashed Panmure again. Lots of lopsided games this week in the Warrnambool District. Jack Lenahan and Tyson Royal kicked 4 each. Braden Harkness was named best on ground. Now onto the GD. Belmont, 111, defeated Kaya, 100 points. Very high scoring game. Benjamin Evan kicked 2 goals and was best on ground. Brock Marnie kicked 3. Herschel Carr kicked 6 for Corio. I remember watching him as a junior. He played Falcons and for St Mary's in the juniors. He was a very handy player. And Destin Burns got 3. Bellpost, 60, defeated by Inverleigh, 95. Josh Norman kicked 3 for Bellpost, while Adam Donahue was named best on ground with 8 goals. Another big bag. North Geelong, 72, defeated Anarchy, 60. Ex-Geelong Falcon Patrick Cleary and Harry Cornelius were amongst the best for North Geelong, and were too strong for Luke Dalhouse's Anarchy. Ex-Bulldogs Premiership legend Luke Dalhouse. Jamie Gilmore kicked 3 goals for Anarchy as well. Thompson, 39, defeated by East Geelong, 88. A Thompson side featuring Billy Smets could not get the chocolates as East Geelong was too strong, thanks to a best-on-ground performance from Jacob Sobey and Austin Mulvali's 3 goals. He's kicked a few goals to start the season as well, Austin Mulvali. Geelong West Giants, this time in the GD, 53, defeated by Werribee Central, 64. Matthew Ianilli kicked 3 for the Giants, while Kerr kicked 3 for the Centrals. Winchelsea, 57. This was a twilight game, defeated by Bannockburn, 66. Twilight fixture, Thomas Marnie kicked 5 for Winch, but it wasn't enough as James Hose was best on for Bannockburn. Right, that's the football done and dusted. Brilliant. Massive weekend of football. Movies. What have you watched?
Kicked it off last week by watching The Last Temptation of Christ.
Yep.
Very, casual film to watch during your day. Obviously, Scorsese trying to round out his filmography before the year's end. Willem Dafoe as Jesus, of course. Who wouldn't? And it's quite a stunner to watch, honestly, just the craft of the filmmaking and the cinematography done by Michael Bolhouse, who has been a frequent collaborator with Scorsese on the likes of Goodfellas, The Departed, After Hours, Gangs of New York, and The Colour of Money. Underrated classic.
The Colour of Money. It's a great film. Paul Newman, Tom Cruise.
Yes. And working alongside Paul Schrader again on the script, who's done another brilliant adaptation of the Nikos Kazantzakis book. And David Bowie appears. Always great to see David Bowie in a movie. He's also in The Prestige, Christopher Nolan movie, as Nikola Tesla. So always good to see old mate Bowie.
David.
Yes. I shouldn't disrespect it by saying old mate. He's a legend. Talented Mr. Ripley. Watched that with Matt Damon.
I wasn't a massive fan of that movie.
Yeah, I was similar to you. I didn't love it. It's got a lot of praise throughout from a lot of people. I thought it was solid. I liked the first hour or so.
Yeah, and then
especially
it
when
got
Ju-
really weird.
Yeah. But I kind of only watched it because there's another version of that coming to Netflix, or it's already out, a TV show
Yeah.
with Andrew Scott as Tom Ripley, which I thought was. I watched the first episode of that, and that looked. I preferred that much better because it's obviously based on a number of collection of books, so it kind of has to shrink it into a 2 hour and 20-minute movie, and obviously you want
This
to pull
can
that
be
out.
explored a bit more.
It's 10
Yeah,
episode
it felt
show,
it
so
felt a bit rushed, even though it was a long movie.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And the
So-
last act of that movie, I didn't love. I nearly fell asleep during that. But it did have obviously the cast was what I was impressed by: Damon, Paltrow, Jude Law, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Kate Blanchett, just to name a few. And it just being in Europe, like honestly, it just makes me desperately want to go there. Even though it's 1950s Italy, I would love to just, despite the death and all the rich synonymous, I just would love to go to Europe, and love the scene with Seymour Hoffman's only in 2 scenes and just a cat.
He is worth watching a movie
he's-
for, no matter what role he
One
has
of the
in
greats.
it. Yeah,
Tommy, how's the peeping?
my movies.
No, that's just. I've got one more.
Oh,
And A Most Violent Year. Watched that last night or 2 nights ago. Oscar Isaac, Jessica Chastain. Good movie about crime, capitalism in 1981 New York. Apparently one of the most violent years in the history of that city. Apparently, great cast, great direction. It wasn't incredible, but it was still a great movie by a director who I really like. Directed Margin Cole. If you haven't seen that, good movie with a number of people like Kevin Spacey and the like. But yeah, not many movies. Probably need to start checking out a bit more and go to the cinema a little bit more. But yep.
yeah, there is a couple of ones in the cinema. It's just finding the
Civil
time
War.
to go there. Civil War and Monkey Man.
Yes,
You
I
said
need to-
last week.
yeah.
I need to go see both of them. Jack Adamson Hill from the Colac Cinemas. I saw Saturday night. He said he watched a little bit of Monkey Man. Hasn't seen the whole thing, but he said it looked pretty good from what he saw. So I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Jack.
Brilliant.
Not watching. Anyway, I watched 4 movies in the last week. Not amazing movies, but, okay movies. The best was Adaptation, a Charlie Kaufman story
Love
about
that.
trying to turn a novel into a movie. Nicolas Cage is terrific in that film. It then led me to another Nick Cage movie, Kick-Ass, which was a funny satirical look at superhero movies.
Is Jim Carrey in the first one, or is he only in the second
Second.
one? Yeah. Okay.
The action scenes were well shot, which is to be expected from a Matthew Vaughn movie.
Mhm.
And it was a bit funny, like that was 2010, so there was only limited superhero movies, and it wasn't a CGI shitfest on the screen. So, and it was actually pretty well put together. I think I gave it 3.5, 4 stars, something like it. It was between that range. And the career path of Aaron Taylor Johnson to go from being in that movie as Kick-Ass to then be James Bond is pretty epic, pretty cool. Other than that, I watched Jake Gyllenhaal in Demolition last night. Loved the first half of it. Thought this is amazing. 5 stars. Jake Gyllenhaal's done it again. And then it just slowly eased me out of it. And I was a bit disappointed by that. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. Still a good watch, but it had a lot of potential and then sort of just drifted. And then I watched Reality Bites, starring Ethan Hawke, Winona Ryder, Ben Stiller, and Steve Zahn.
You gave that 3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
I liked it. I liked that a bit more.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It just dragged on a bit.
Yeah.
And they weren't they didn't, I wasn't drawn to the characters in it
Talking Heads.
that much.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie.
Mm.
But yeah,
Albums.
albums.
Music.
Not much this week, unfortunately, but I thought I'd just catch up on a little bit of the old school stuff. Listen to half of Graduation on the way up on the train. Probably Kanye's best album, in my opinion. And probably the most far-reaching in terms of just pop songs.
List me the hits on that one, Blake.
Good Morning.
Good morning.
And I wonder if you know what it means. Stronger.
to find
Probably one of the
you.
first like rap R&B songs
Yeah.
I listened to as a young kid. I think it was in one of the early 2Ks as well. Homecoming, which is an underrated one that I recently discovered from one of the blokes from Footy with Chris Martin.
Mhm.
They're probably the most successful ones of the lot, but not a lot of music yourself.
I haven't listened to a lot of music, but following from your Rubber Soul suggestion last week, I listened to Revolver and
Yep.
Abbey Road and went through all the sort of Beatles stuff.
Haven't listened to Revolver.
Good,
Worth it,
very good. Yeah. I've decided to go for a bit of a classic, bit of an unknown one, but I just love it for all the reasons not many other people like it. Bruce Springsteen's 6th studio album, I've gone Nebraska. He burst onto the scene really in 1975 with his 3rd studio album, which was Born to Run, and his 5th studio album, The River, in 1980 was equally impressive. Although Nebraska lies between 2 much higher, more renowned albums like The River 1980 and Born in the USA 1984, it's got a simplicity that I love. The most notable song in the album is Atlantic City. He initially wrote the song and called it A Fistful of Dollars as a reference to the Clint Eastwood movie, but he decided to change that due to the song being about a young couple trying to escape a life of crime in Philly, but then moving to Atlantic City to pay off debts and then restarting or re-beginning a new life of crime.
Yep.
The song depicts the couple wrestling with rebirth mixed with the inevitability of death.
Jesus.